I just wanted you lot to see early doors, yeah. You see when me and Jess do content, you know who's on time and you know who is late. So I thought, let me warm up the crowd before she arrives. She's bougie, as you know. It is now 4:32. So when you lot accuse me of being the one that messes up these collabs, you know who to go to, innit? You know who to go to. She should be here. Let me. Have I definitely sent the right link? In my defense, you know, this is the one. Let me see if I've sent the right link. She's pissed. Remember, smash the like button and all of that. Should be in a sec. Hope, anyways. If not, the show keeps going on. Let me see if this is the right link. Because I might have sent her the wrong link. I'll be doing a lot of collabs and shit. Nah, this is. Oh, bit echo there. Yeah, she got it. You know who was on time. You know who was on time and who wasn't. You know who was on time. She was on Judge Mo. You need to collab with him, DG. I heard that, man. Jess gets to be late. She's a gal. You, as a man, don't get to be late. Oh my god! Let me be respectful, boy. Don't start acting. You're one of them, man. Isn't it? Don't act, when the galley come around. Don't start acting brand new. Don't start acting brand new. Jess was late. I was on time. So whenever, yeah, let this be a reminder. Yeah, and I can see she's entered. Whenever she accuses me of being late, you know whose fault it is. Again, I'm not a snitch. Now you can see in it. But let's see what she has to say. She's finally here. What time do you call this?
Sorry.
Now we can see who's actually late. How you doing, Jess?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. You're seeing what my teams do, what our team's doing. Everything's great, man. I'll just throwing you under a bus in the chat saying you are the one typically that's late.
I can tell. Listen, but unlike you, I apologize. I was late. I
always apologize.
Not really. I always been making up excuses.
So what's your excuse? Let's hear it.
No, I was just late. Actually, I have a real reason. I got off of Mo's show right on time and I was coming over and then I got a note back for one of my vlogs that I did for La Liga with basically they want it all changed and it shook me. And I was sitting there paralyzed for like a minute.
It's calm, man. You get it done. Welcome to the business, as you know, man. That ain't the first, and it's definitely not going to be the last time that not only get that opportunity, but it gets pushed back, man. Essentially, man.
I was like, damn, y'all want me to just scrap it to start over? Like, damn.
That's typically what happens, man. These media outlets, that's what they do, innit? Like, and the first thing, the saddest thing is, yeah, they will tell you what they want. You'll send them the first draft. They'll say it's cool. You'll refine it, make it pretty, and then they say what you just said there, innit? Again and again and again and again, man. Is what it is.
I'm like, damn, but
better late than never. Better late than never.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I heard congratulations are in order.
For what?
For you.
What? I ain't got no kids.
No, seriously, congratulations are in order. Martinelli is playing good.
Oh, I'm about to say he's got this kid. I thought I had a kid. I was about to say, oh my days.
I mean, what do you mean? Why would I know that you have a kid before you do? Be serious.
Boy, stranger things have happened. When I heard, that's what I associate congratulations with. I was like, wow, what's all of this? Like, I was getting nervous. Why are you drawing out Martinelli? Are you ready to come back to the?
Well, I heard you came for me on Twitter. I don't know because I didn't really see it, but I think you said something to me.
All of you, every one of you that's ever said something nasty or nasty is an exaggeration, but anything about Martinelli, all of you lot can get it because you lot tried to write off my guy. Arguably, he's the best performing attacker right now with Trossard. Another one you lot bad mouth.
No, I love Trossard. So, but yeah, no, he's done well. He's done well. So I'm sure you're gassed.
It's not gas to that because I know this with Martinelli. Like the last 3 years.
Nah, you had started to write him off too.
How?
You were like,
how?
Yeah, you were like, oh no, but he has to play. He has to be back up. And I'm like, exactly.
That's not writing him off. I understood the angle Berta and Arteta were coming with. We need a competitive side. Like it's a World Cup year. I knew Martinelli weren't going to F up. And what in the last 3 years, including now, since he had that great season, has he not scored in all the big games?
Yeah. Well, listen, he's been coming in real clutch this season. I think, like, again, because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, I think the thing that's most impressive about Martinelli is his mentality. And his mentality is top. Like, we have a lot of mentality monsters in our team, but he's definitely one of them because I think it's tough when you're not a starter and you see other people playing your position, but it hasn't seemed to shake him, like, at all. If anything, it's made him lock in maybe a little bit more, you know. So yeah, that's good on him, and like hopefully it continues. You know, I'm happy for Martinelli. He loves being at Arsenal. You can tell he's really like locked into the whole
If
thing.
only some people loved him being at Arsenal and supported him all the way. I don't know though, man.
This is true. This is true.
And this green tea and honey is good, man. It's slapping, man. It's slapping. Let me ask you something as well, because you said Martinelli. Yeah, obviously we've got depth. Before we get into the games and how good we're doing and the set piece rhetorics and all of that kind of jazz, yeah. Obviously we've got a lot of depth and we've been maneuvering, we've been keeping it moving, we're getting 3 points. Are you concerned? I want to ask you 2 questions around our attack, but the first one would be: are you concerned about the injuries we're getting?
Yeah, a little bit. Just the amount. Because I do think we're at the stage now where it's like, without anybody coming back, if we start getting more injuries, we'll be in a little bit of trouble. You know,
Facts.
in the danger zone. So I kind of expected there to be injuries this entire season, just because like that's where football is going. We have so many games. It's just inevitable that your team is going to have injuries the whole time. But you know, we have like 5 players out right now, 4 or 5
Including
players.
Nelly.
Yeah, but Saliba's out, Nelly's out, Odegaard, Madueke. I mean, the list goes on. Jesus, everyone, Kai. We need some of those guys back. You know, some of those guys need to come back. So I'm like, kind of like, when's Madueke and them coming back? Because we can't really afford anything else right now. We're kind of not at bare bones. Like, I don't want to be dramatic because it's not like it was last season where we had like nothing, but a couple more we could be there. So
we're flirting.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go into the whole like, oh, well, what are we doing in training? Because I can't see that. So it's hard for me to be like acting like I know what's going on. I'm not a doctor. I'm not on the training pitch. It could just be the case that we're getting injuries because we're just getting them. But I'm desperate for some of those players to come back sooner rather than later. I'm like, put a timestamp on when is Madueke coming back. Put a timestamp on when Kai is coming back, because we need them now. Nervous? Are you nervous a little bit about the injuries? Like, this is just a lot.
100%, man. Oh, yes and no. Like 60-40. Like 60%, I'm not concerned because at this moment we've been dealing with the business. We're in October. We're led to believe couple men are coming back in November. Where I lean towards what you're saying is because it's like the sun's shining, but like, and you're enjoying the day on the beach, but you're looking at your phone. You can see it's gonna rain. Yeah. Obviously, as you said there, we need players, and we'll get into the Brighton game. But the crazy thing about the Brighton game is you could make a case of, you know, a lot of the players you just listed there were Odegaard with his current quote unquote form, Madueke, Havertz, Jesus. That could have been our front 4 yesterday. Credit to the boys who did play. You know, you got Max Dowman who's in and around the squad and doing quite well, and we'll definitely get onto him, folks. Smash the likes. And you've got Harry Menanus who came in. Even with all the signings we brought in, we still having to utilize the academy, which goes back to what you said, like, and I think you're bang on the money in that. It's quite simply, this is the game, innit? Unfortunately, the people that control the game that you, I, and everyone in the chat loves, they're not gonna help the players. There's only gonna be more and more fixtures. And you mentioned you're doing some work for La Liga, so you 100% know that there's been some talk here and there about La Liga games being played in America, Serie A being played in Australia. You throw in the international games, and already this competitive fixture list, it's going to get worse and worse, isn't it? So I am a bit nervous because obviously you're running the others into the red zone. And do you know what? I still don't think we've clicked in an attacking sense. And that kind of tends into the second question I'm going to ask you. But before that, yeah, if you had to say your 2 players of the season so far, who would they be?
Gabriel and Gabriel. Like, Gabriel definitely is.
You got player. Too many Gabriels. Gabriel Magalhaes and
just Gabriel. Like, I don't think anybody is actually Gabriel and Timber. I think I would say.
Calafiori?
No, Gabriel and Timber. Top 2? You asked me for 2.
No, yeah, I did. Fair.
Yeah,
fair.
You asked me for 2, so I'm gonna say, because I think Gabriel has been like he's been top, like out the only time where I looked at him,
boxes.
Yeah, I'm like, he's the most influential player we have attacking wise and defensively, and outside of the tomfoolery at St. James's Park with the Womad goal, he's been top. Like, he's been so good. So yeah, for me, Gabriel, and then Timber has been outrageous. Timber has been outrageous this season. And I would say that Calafiori, if Timber was not playing the way that he's playing, I would definitely say that Calafiori's been brilliant as well. Because obviously when he's fit, you can always see the quality Calafiori gives us. He just was not able to keep his fitness. So for me, it's Timber and Gabriel, with maybe Calafiori just tagging on third, and then like a special shout out to Martinelli because he doesn't start, but he's probably, like you said, been our best attacker. So yeah, but Timber,
Bees knees, man. Listen, I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, big up Benjamin White and Arsenal fans. I think, you know, obviously not so much this season, but they cried about depth. We need 2 for 2 positions. Obviously, Timber's doing his thing. Ben White's been struggling with injuries, and suddenly it's sell him. He's never going to get game time and all of these kind of things. We need 2 of each position. Timber undoubtedly has a claim for it. Gabriel Magalhaes has been saving our bacon defensively, obviously in the opponent's end. Calafiori deserves his praise. After that, you might, maybe not so much player of the season, but you might give a bit of flowers to a Zuba, Mendy or Rice. But the whole reason I asked you that is actually not to know that per se. It's why are we not saying that about our attackers? Like, why we're scoring goals, and we scored goals from open play, but collectively, I think there's gears to go up. Individually, I don't think any attacker is quote unquote standing out at a push. Maybe Trossard and Martinelli in the roles they've played. Is that a concern for you? And how do we eradicate, or better yet, fix that?
Yeah, I think with the attack, this is not the first time. You know, I think outside of Saka, it's been rare in the last 3 seasons that we've spoken about our attackers. They just have not been the shining light. It's been the defenders and or the midfielders. So yeah, and I think speaking on Trossard and Martinelli, the reason why they're getting so many plaudits this season is because they've had to come on and score goals because the forwards that were out there were not scoring because they don't really start that often. I know Trossard has starting on the left, but that's only really because Odegaard's injured, and so we have to shift things around as he is not playing on the left. Otherwise, he wouldn't be starting either. With our attackers, I just feel like now with Saka in particular, I think he's warming up. I see Saka warming up to the season. He's had some injuries. He's getting there. Saka is still one of our most influential players. Usually he gives us a 7 out of 10, even without GA. Not worried about Saka. Saka's always the guy.
Against Fulham.
Exactly. Now, I think the main person that we're probably looking at is maybe Gyökeres. That conversation I feel like is a little bit more layered. I think it's a little bit more layered. Yes, is he, giving more space to the wingers? Absolutely. Is he working hard? Yes. Is he doing all those things off the ball? Absolutely. Would we have expected him to probably score more at this point? Probably. It is what it is with Gyökeres. And then I think maybe the other player that comes to mind might be Eze. I've seen some people asking questions about Eze. Now, these are not my concerns, but people are saying things like, I thought he'd have more influence, or I thought he would do a little bit more.
Are those claims valid?
Well, if you've spent the last 2 years undermining Odegaard and his influence and position in this team, then I can see why you would think that. But that position is not easy. That position is not a low touch position. And I think Eze is a low touch player. So him being plopped into midfield and then just say, do better than Odegaard, it's not that easy. It's not. I told you guys this before, and I'll say it again. Odegaard's spot is safe, not because Arteta just loves him and needs a favorite, but it's just his position, and he's just better at it. But with Eze, I think he has to learn how to be in a team that doesn't play on the counterattack. We saw the differences between Crystal Palace and Arsenal last weekend. They play on the counterattack. They pretty much play without possession, and it would only take him one ball in behind to Mateta, and we'd be talking about Eze because of the assist. He doesn't have those opportunities as much with Arsenal. So I feel like the spaces are not there. The picture is not the same, and he's getting used to that. And he tends to want to be more on the left-hand side. He's not really feeding the right. It's just a different vibe altogether. And I think he's a little wants it so badly that he's not doing things naturally that he would normally do at a high level.
What do you mean by that?
Snatching at shots, things like that. Maybe taking too long on the ball because he's overthinking it.
But
I don't think Eze's been bad though. Eze,
That ain't been bad.
these are not my concerns. I'm hearing people say this. These are not my concerns. I don't think Eze is going to, I think he needs time to adapt to us. I'm not surprised that it's taking him a minute to get used to playing a position in our team that requires you to be on the ball a lot. He's not on the ball. He was not on the
And
ball.
where you
a
got to
lot at
stand off
Crystal
the ball as
Palace.
well, and all that complicated stuff in the system.
Yeah, you have to be, because he's such a vibes player. And I mean that in like the kindest way possible. Like he's a vibes guy, and we're not a vibe team. We are intense, off the ball, responsibility, commitment. Like everything is about doing duels, you know, and off the ball, structure, organization. Those are the opposite of what Eze is. So he's learning, and people just expected him to come in and just be amazing in a position that's
Million
so
goals,
hard
million
to
assists
play.
immediately.
Exactly. So I think Eze is probably the other player that outside of Gyökeres that people are like, I probably thought that they would come in and just instantly, but it's not that easy. Now, am I ecstatic that other people are coming back? Yes, because I think we need other options. But am I like disappointed in what I'm seeing from Eze and Gyökeres? Not necessarily, because I expected there to be a learning curve. You know, what do you think?
I mean, I think you hit a lot of points that kind of resonate with me. I think the bigger question is obviously, I do think personally, after the Newcastle game up until this point, I couldn't tell you, I'm not a coach, but I do think Arteta's quote unquote somewhat put the handbrake down, doing things differently. We'll get into that set piece stuff, but everyone calls us defensive. All we are playing week in, week out is mid and low blocks. And I think when there's space and we're on the transition, Eze's in his bag. We saw it against Forest. We saw it for the assist against Martinelli. I think he fits in like Gyökeres. They're fitting in. They're just not standing out. And that I'm seeing, on one hand, I'm seeing you lot do the good things, but I just need a bit more. And then when I look at it, there's no coincidence that we're a great defensive team. That's nothing new this season. It's been here for probably the last 3 years. So the whole defensive ethos is going to be great. Despite the goals we've scored and all those things over this period, we're not known as that in an attacking sense. And then when you branch off from our defensive unit, like away from Raya and that, and you look in midfield, Rice and Zubamendi have been good, but them men are still learning each other's game. Odegaard is still learning how to link up with Zubamendi and obviously Gyökeres. Eze, when he comes into the mix, the same. There's a lot of relationships still to be built in the middle and final third. So it doesn't surprise me. And you know what? That just tells me the only way is up, because when Eze does, you know, grab the game by the balls and Gyökeres finds his form and Madueke comes back and does a madness and Saka does his thing, we're laughing, in it, really, really and truly. I do think, though, with Gyökeres being Gyökeres and all the talking points, I won't say it's taking the heat off Eze, but it kind of has. The only question mark I have with Eze is something he obviously did against Crystal Palace is, you're too good not to get goals, man. I think that a little bit of finishing practice. I can forgive you for Nick Pope, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing, man. I think it's 6 or 7 out of 10s. I just need it to go up. With Gyökeres, though, like, is he better than Giroud? We know he's a better goal scorer, but is he better than Giroud? Is he like, should we be, is he a bit underwhelming? I knew he wasn't going to be pretty.
Giroud play for us? I feel like Giroud played so many games for us.
Yeah.
And Gyökeres has played less than 20.
Yeah,
It's
but
hard
playing
to say.
style. Giroud, I think Giroud's link-up plays better. Somebody said it in my live chat.
Well, of course his link-up play is better, because Giroud, I mean, where he lacked the finishing, but he had he would fit in really nicely with this team.
That's why I don't care about Gyökeres, because you can put the ball in the back of the net. There's bare man that can do the link-up play thing in the squad.
Yeah.
If this man food, he's going to eat.
Yeah, I think we were just having this conversation on Mo's channel too. Like with Gyökeres, if he was missing chances, he was getting them and missing them, I would be like, okay. But there's been games where he's barely touched the ball. So I just think there's not a lot of space there. We're playing up against these deep blocks. I need to see more. But it may just be the case that we need a different type of number 9 in there at times to help us unlock things a little bit more. Maybe Kai, you know, I'm sure when Jesus comes back, he'll get playing time. We have options. So eventually we will have options, hopefully. But
don't tempt me with Gabriel Jesus, man.
I know you're
got agendas ready. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to get shot as well, man. It's not just you, Guna Lee, everybody. I'm on all of you lot. If you lot better pray Jesus don't bag. I've got so much shame.
I better pray. I mean, it happened last season.
Yeah, and then unfortunately
I'm still here. I'm
Yeah,
still alive.
if my man could just stay fit. No, but I think like you're kind of alluding to, yeah. For me, I don't know about anyone else, but this season, I can have my personal opinions about these players. They're good enough, they're not, but we've got a goal to reach. We've got a toolbox. Every one of these players are part of the tools. We're going to need to utilize everyone from the young G's who did well against Brighton all the way to the more experienced kind of players. And so far, so good in October. Like, we'll get onto it, but it's a bit mad that we haven't conceded. We've won all those games. Obviously, there's many twists and turns to come, but we're doing okay, man. Then you've got a question here. Do you think Mr. Hathaway, that's harsh, Trossard, will find for midway in the season? Because I genuinely don't know if I'm ready to let him go. I'm not going to lie, yeah. I think people disrespect Trossard. I genuinely think that. I understand the frustrations because him and Martinelli probably not starting quality, but they're two good squad players, especially Trossard. He's experienced, he can back goals, he's versatile. We need a squad. Like, where are you at with that question?
Trossard is just like the least of our problems.
Trust me.
There's like these times where Trossard becomes, can you stop? Technically unreliable. He becomes technically unreliable at times where he just like will kick the ball out of bounds or like take a bad touch and you're like, damn, like what was that? But outside of that, he scores big clutch goals for us. He's usually fit. There's no problems with Trossard. I think with Trossard, it's just we get bored of things and we want a new trinket or, you know, whatever.
100%.
But if he was at another team, you guys would like him more. You know, we just get annoyed with what we have. I love Trossard. Like, I don't have a problem with him.
So. Can't disagree with that. We got a question here. For both of you, what's your unpopular opinion and what's your hot take? Ladies first.
What's my hot take? I don't know. This is my unpopular opinion.
That's a good question, man. We're gonna need 30 seconds to think still.
I need to think about this.
I think I got one still.
Go.
We need a striker, we need an 8, and we need a 6.
What?
We need a striker, we need an 8, and we need a 6.
Okay.
That's my unpopular opinion. And why I think that? Because kind of obviously, if Harry Minanus takes his chance and does his thing, that's my other striker in the squad, isn't it? Like, you know, if you could get a striker better than Gyökeres, not that I want to even engage in that great, but I think there is scope for another striker. I know you've got Marino, you've got Kai Havertz there. I'm a big fan of Declan Rice in that 8 role. I think we're missing a kind of tempo dictating 8. I think there is scope for a 6, even when you see how the season plays out. I know there's Odegaard there and all of these things, but I'll be surprised in the next 2 years if I don't see these players arrive. Now, obviously, there's players that are part of the squad that, you know, if they're going to be here, there's not necessarily a pathway or really an option to go and do that. But I'd say that's my unpopular opinion, if I'm honest with you. Hot take. Yeah, what's yours? No, you can't get away with this.
I don't know. I feel like my hot take is if Jesus wasn't injured, he'd be our best striker. Like, I feel like his injuries are just horrendous. But
is it the same, Jess? Like, she's praising our Brazilian boys.
My only problem with him is the fact that he can't stay fit. I never had a problem with him not scoring goals because it didn't matter. He just made us so much better. I think he's the best striker at the club still.
I think he's the best left winger at the club. That's another hot take.
Yeah, and I feel like if he played, he would easily be 1 or 2 of our best attack. Like, his talent level is higher than like everyone but Saka, I feel.
I got another hot take. Don't shoot me, people, because I rate Gabriel Magalhaes.
What's happening here? Stop. What are you about to
yourself? Do? No. He set himself high standards. And if I'm micromanaging, slightly he's been a bit dodgy defensively. Slightly. Newcastle comes to mind.
Said that.
His own role in the City game comes to mind. Like, if I have to nitpick, I think there's gears to go up for Magalhaes.
No. Gabriel
Magalhaes, yeah, he's playing 10 out of 10, but you used to, if a man can't go from playing 100 out of 10 to 10 out of 10, I think there's gears to go up. I've been Gabriel Magalhaes. I can speak with this because I've been Magalhaes. I was Magalhaes FC before it was cool. When people were saying Pablo Mari's better, he's got Bozo gene, he's going to be the first to get phased out. I've actually even got a video on my YouTube channel saying, oh, why hasn't he got a chant? He's the most underrated. I went through the wars with Magalhaes and I continue to go through it. Even when the Brazilian fans were saying, oh, Bremer's better than him. So it's from a place of love, Magalhaes. It's always from a place of love. But it asks for unpopular opinions.
Okay, I have a hot take. My hot take is Christian Mascara starts for every other Premier League team except Arsenal. He starts for everyone.
I might have to look at the. You know what? That might not even be that unpopular, because he off the bat Chelsea starts.
It's not unpopular. It's a hot take.
Yeah, hot take. Sorry, hot take.
Yeah, hot take.
Chelsea, does he start at Liverpool over Kanate? I'm gonna say yeah.
Right now, yeah. In this form, absolutely.
Right. All right. He obviously is at Arsenal in it, so irrelevant. Bournemouth, probably. Spurs, million. Sunderland, million. City, 100. United, 100. Liverpool?
Yeah, he starts over Kanate right now.
Fair. I'll back that. Aston Villa?
Yeah.
Obviously, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Big up Palace, but yeah.
You know what? Palace might be the only team.
Nah, he starts.
That's the only team that's like, to me, as secure as us with their center back pairing.
True.
Gahey and Lacroix are really good, but they play with the 3. He could actually replace Chris Richards. So yeah, keep going.
Brentford, yeah.
Yeah.
Newcastle, yeah. Brighton, yeah. Everton, 100. Yes, 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 yes. Most definitely, and 100%. Fair enough. Chat, let us know.
That guy is so good. Like, I know he had like one little moment, but genuinely, Mascara he's a disgusting signing. He's so good. 13 million for that.
Berta's going to get locked up for fraud. I'm telling you, Berta's not going to be at Arsenal for long. There's dodgy dealings. They're going to look into us because there's no how you managed to get him for 13 million. Valencia fans have to have been fuming. They have to have been fuming. What other unpopular takes have I got? People exaggerating about Norgard yesterday, if I'm honest. That's one.
Oh, I have an unpopular opinion. I
think
Calafiori is a top 5 most talented player at Arsenal. When I say talent, pure talent, top 5.
Pure talent, like just
pure talent.
Top 5. Calafiori. Big up Calafiori, but pure talent.
Yeah, pure talent. Yeah.
All right, Max Dowman, he's there for me. Saka's there for me. Eze's there for me. Remember we said pure talent, people. Gabriel Jesus is slide there. He might magic, you know.
A little tight. He's top 5. He's a top 5 most talented player at Arsenal. The talent is there. Like, the talent is there.
That's a good
question. If you put him up front, he could probably do a job. You put him on the wing, he could probably do it.
Don't give the gaffer ideas, man.
His technical quality at times is like very surprising. To me, he's top 5 talent, just pure talent.
Do you think he'll ever, like, obviously Magalhaes is there and whatnot, but do you think he'll ever get like a run or like simply put at some point just play left centre back?
Hopefully not.
Right? Why?
Because that would mean that something happened to Gabriel.
True. God forbid. God forbid.
But if it were to happen, would I be concerned if Calafiori had to go back there? No.
Do you think our bench is stronger than Chelsea starting 11 as well? I think that's a big claim still.
I feel like they just about shave it. But it could be a conversation. We could have a conversation about it for sure. It should not be, but it could be.
Hot take, last hot take. Mikel Merino, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard, and any kind of players that will divide opinion like that. There will be 3 or 4, 5 games in this season, no matter how it pans out. You might not look at them at that particular moment in these games, but these lot will play a big part into, the games that make up the fabric, like the games that win or lose us a Premier League or a Champs or a League Cup and an FA Cup, etc. They're the ones that will do it. Like week in, week out, the Sakas, the Magalhaes, the Timbers, they're the bread and butter. But I genuinely think it's those kind of players. Like if we're a goal down and it's 80 minutes on the clock, it's them kind of players that wrap it up for us, if I'm honest. So yeah, man said rare Jess W. She has rare W's.
Rare W. Let's go.
That's a hater still.
I do have rare W's. Yes. But yeah, I agree with that. I feel like if we win anything this season, it'll be because the entire squad played a role. I think it's a squad thing. We'll look back to the games that we played and, Martinelli scored. We'll look back to the games where Trossard scored. We'll look back. They'll all play a role. Nobody's not going to play a role. Max will play a role. Everyone will play a role. It's fine.
And last
Game.
hot take as well, while we actually speak about Max Dowman. Max Dowman needs to be called up into the under-21s. Forget this 19 shit. Too cool. Just one cap in this international break, and then it's back to reality for Dowman, man. So that's that. Man said DG trying to be slick. Brother, if you go and watch all of my tactical analysis videos after every game, which I do watch twice, you can see receipts. It's not to say Magalhaes is bad. Like, go and look at it. Go and look at it. Go and look at his role.
I'm not in it. I don't co-sign.
Bro, I got receipts. I'm the biggest Gabriel Magalhaes fan on the planet. You lot can all be fans now, but you weren't here. You lot weren't here. That is Mikel Arteta's most important signing since he's been at this football club. I don't want to hear about Rice.
No, can I address something really quick? Because people are saying that I said on Judge Mo's show that Rice has been our best player this season, and that's not what I said. He asked me, if we win something this season, who do you think will have been the player of the season? And I said Declan Rice. I didn't say he is our player of the season right now. I said, well, if we win something.
Wait, say that again.
So he asked, if we win something, if we win the Premier League, who do you think, who am I anticipating will be our player of the season? And I said Declan Rice. And then I went on to say that I feel like if we win anything, 3 players will have had fantastic player of the season like seasons. Gabriel, Rice, Saka. And then he went on to basically say that like he knows that Arsenal fans love Declan Rice, but he doesn't really see it. And I'm like, that's because what he does is not the things that people respect, but when they're not there, you know it. When Rice is not playing, we feel it. Like he scores huge goals for us. He's allows the Zubamendis and players like that to do their job. The amount of like defensive interventions and things like that, he allows for this defense also to be good. It's not
all
just
the midfielder for us, man.
Yeah. He's in like the 99th percentile for progressive passes for every, like he's so well-rounded. And I just think that if we win anything, he will have had a fantastic season, but he's just not the type of player that people get excited about because he doesn't do the aesthetic stuff. But Declan Rice is one of our best players. Like,
could argue he is our best player still.
Yeah. But yeah, and like his set pieces as well, he's key for that. If we do anything, Gabriel, Saka, and Declan Rice probably had fantastic seasons. I think they're that important to the team. They're top 4, top 5 most important players in this team.
1,000,000%. And you know what? We need the whole squad. 3 scenarios. If the manager won a double, including a major. Wait. 3 scenarios. If the manager won a double, including a major, missed the league by a point and lost in the Champions League final and won a domestic trophy and lost the league by 4 points. Reactions? I'm not going to lie, Jess. Do you understand what he's saying here?
3 scenarios. If the manager won a double, including a major, missed the league by a point and lost the Champions League. 3 scenarios: won a double, including a major, missed the league by a point and lost the Champions League final, and won a domestic trophy. Oh, okay. And lost the league by 4 points. Reactions. These are 3 different scenarios. If the manager won a double, including a major, that would be great. That's the ideal
scenario. So if you won the Champions
League
and like a FA Cup or a League Cup, but missed out on the league by a point.
I'm over the moon with that. If he
That's
missed
cool.
the league
Run
by
my
a
champ.
point and lost the Champions League final, then I mean that he is one of the most unlucky managers I've ever seen. Like missed the league by a point and lost the Champions League final.
There'd be questions. There'd have to be questions.
Yeah, for sure. And that would be one of those scenarios where people, I think, would be saying, like, can you sack a manager that got to a Champions League final? It's giving that, and I don't want to be a part of those conversations. I really hope we avoid that this season for sure.
Even me, like, that would be harsh, innit? Like, and, Jess is kind of like myself, and obviously you lot in the chat, because you're obviously here, you like the balanced chatter. Of course, there's nuances, there's talking points, there's, it is harsh if a man misses out on the league by a point and loses the Champions League final. And those, you can kind of make sense of it, and I can understand persisting and not doing the sacking thing. But then a part of me would say, you know what? I hear that, my heart bleeds for you. But then when I look at the bottom line and all those kind of things, it's like, you didn't get over the line, because that's the one thing with Arteta in this team. We're a good team. He's a good manager. It's now about, simply put, becoming a great manager and a great team. And you need silverware. We've got all the statistics, all the competitiveness. Everything is there. There's a lot. You can't say he's a dead manager or we're a dead team, but we need to be doing this now. So I still think there'd have to be a conversation, man. There'd
Yeah.
have to be a conversation. It's techie
Yeah.
though. And hopefully we ain't got to consider that we just win shit.
Agreed. I'm trying to think that way, that we're not going to have that scenario because we just win. So right now, I still consider us the best team to have never won the league. Like, this team should have been won by now. We're overdue. It's time.
Liverpool could claim Liverpool in recent years. Well, in their heyday when they were fighting with City, they could claim a couple years.
But they
Wasn't
did
there one
win.
where they got 90 points?
They eventually won, though. Like,
true.
That core group actually won. Like, nobody that's been as good as us has not won. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, usually,
yeah, no, I hear that.
We have to.
We have to do it this year. We're definitely. I don't know how you feel, but I will say we are definitely winning this a trophy this year. I would love it to be the champs and the Premier League, if not either one.
Mm-hmm.
I just know there's 4 opportunities. We need to do this thing in it. So
yeah.
I want to ask you this as well. Like, how before I ask you about Brighton, how do you look at the League Cup? Like, how do you look at it? Like, are you one of them? Because when I was doing a watch along, there were people saying, "Yeah, I'd like to win it, and I want to win today, but I'm not really fast." Then there's a whole trophy's a trophy. Me, I just want to win everything. It's more games. It's a chance to win a trophy mid-season and all momentum and that. But how do you look at the League Cup?
I look at it like a trophy that we should be trying to win. You know, I think too much mental gymnastics over the last couple of seasons about domestic trophies and, you know, we have bigger fish to fry and all this type of stuff. Honestly, we should be able to prioritize the Champions League and the Premier League and still do really well in these competitions. Our squad is deep enough. We have enough talent. Our manager is good enough. And the way that we've gone out of domestic cups in the last couple of seasons has been a negative for me. It's been something that I feel like we should do better, you know? So yeah, I think it's the first thing on offer, and it would not hurt for us to, like, what would be a bigger confidence boost than to win the first trophy on offer and then go into the second half of the season and win the Prem.
For a team that ain't won nothing together, realistically, let's just be honest.
We act like we're too good for stuff sometimes, and I'm like, we don't have we're too good for Carabao. We don't have that. You know, we should
Especially
try to
when Pep and Klopp took it seriously. I won it bare times.
Yeah, and to me, like, this is, you know, the way that we beat Brighton. I know we'll get into like the nitty gritty of it, but it wasn't perfect or smooth sailing, but that's how it should be. We shouldn't have to necessarily risk any of our best players and still get through relatively unscathed. Next round, obviously we play Crystal Palace. It's much harder to me opposition.
You can't escape these guys, man. Like,
yeah, and they'll want to get their lick back and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, that's still a good draw, you know, so we should still be trying to get through. I would love any domestic trophy. I'm not too good for anything.
Silverware, man. Like, I'm screaming double. I think a part of me thinks Premier League and one of the domestic cups, man. Like, do you think it's 1 trophy or 2 trophies this season? Because I think we could claim. I think we're definitely getting 1. I think, boys, there's 2 on offer at the very minimum. The Champions League is the one I'm like, whoa. The other 3, bring it home.
Probably 2. I could see domestic and a
yeah, but do you believe that we could get 2? You said hopefully. Like,
no, I believe.
You believe?
No, I believe. One of my last videos was "This is our year." Like, I genuinely feel like this is it. Like, this is our year to win something big. So yeah. And for Marco, you said that we can't take a Carabao Cup seriously. If you can take the Club World Cup seriously, I'm taking the Carabao Cup seriously.
But it's silverware because that's one thing that pisses me off about this thing because last season when Newcastle, when Crystal Palace, when teams abroad were ending, like, it felt like last season was the year of the underdog apart from us. Like, everybody up and down this country and whatnot, they were winning trophies in it. What were people saying? Oh, this team won one. A trophy's a trophy. I'd rather this than top 4. I can't take the mental gymnastics. So if we win silverware, what you need to keep the same energy you was in May. Now, granted, we do have higher ambitions than the Prem. Than the League Cup. We want the Prem. We want the champs. But if you're in it, you need to win it. And maybe I've got a lot of vengeance in my heart, but we lost to the eventual winners last season and we got to the semi-finals. So semi-finals at a minimum, we need to get to the final and win it. It's a confidence boost. The young players, obviously, you know, it kind of like shows the maturity. That's a big reason as to why I think we're going to win something. I think we did have maturity last season, but it just feels like there's a level of maturity, especially when we've played these bogey teams and actually won. That's another side note before I ask you specifics about Brighton. How do you feel about us defeating our bogey teams? What's that? Newcastle, Palace,
Fulham.
West Ham, Brighton. There might be one I'm missing out.
Fulham, yeah. Well,
Fulham.
that's when we got to that like little run where I was like, okay, we're gonna play Fulham and Crystal Palace back to back, and then we're gonna play Brighton. That's gonna tell me a lot because these teams tend to take points off of us unnecessarily. Crystal Palace, it's Fulham, like all of a sudden became a bogey team out of nowhere, and I'm just like, how?
Man. And Fabio Vieira.
No, but even before Kivior got here, be honest. Yeah,
Fabio Vieira.
In the beginning of 23-24, we chucked it in the back of our own net in the first 8 seconds. I had not even sat in my seat yet. I sat out in the rain and watched us draw that effing game. So yeah, like Fulham out of nowhere. I think it is showing maturity to just make those games almost like boring wins. We don't really care what it is, 1-0. Just get out of there with the 3 points. Doesn't need to be anything stressful whatsoever. Beating Newcastle was a big one as well. Going to St. James, we need to get out of there with the win. This feels like a better version of 23-24, where 23-24, we weren't scoring a lot of goals at the beginning, but we weren't conceding a lot. And we were solid in getting results. But we messed up in December and then needed Dubai. If we don't need Dubai and we can put together a run like we did at the back end of 23-24, we can win the league. The only reason why we didn't win the league that season was because we needed Dubai, because we messed up in the middle and lost 3 games in a row. As long as we don't do that,
we came back with bare injuries last time. We don't need to go there this December, January.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, and that was before we had the depth as well. That's what we were playing Kai Havertz in midfield. It was just a different vibe altogether. We didn't have Zubi. And we finished 2 points off the top, and we lost to the treble winners. Like, we can win the league. We can win. We just don't have the hiccup. Now, the other bogey team that needs to get dealt with this season is Aston Villa. Home and away, baby.
I ain't scared of no Aston Villa, man. Emre knows that he need to allow us this time. It's our time this season. Credit to him for doing what he did against Liverpool.
Free us.
Like, I want to ask you as well, like, does this seem real? Obviously, there's a couple of games that haven't been here, but we ain't conceded. We've won all the games in all the comps. There has been injuries. We're still waiting for our attack to click. We showed a level of maturity, I feel, in that, okay, low block, set pieces. Let's just get our goal and defend very well. We're finding solutions around teams, like not opening up. I don't know why everybody wants us to turn this into a basketball match for their entertainment, but like Arteta and the boys surely deserve a lot of credit, and it ain't sunk in. We ain't won nothing in October, but it ain't sunk in for me. Just like looking at this graphic on screen, it's a madness. It's an absolute madness.
We know we can do this though, because we felt it at the back end of 23-24. We know we can do this. This is still better because we're not even conceding shots on goal, like at all. But we know we can be serious when we want to. We just have to lock in, and we just feel a lot more locked in. This has been a really good run for us. I just hope we continue, and like you said before, after Man City, it feels like we're creating more chances at times as well. It's not like it's just set pieces. Like, we are creating some chances. If we're clinical, that's another story. But this is absurd. And there's been different players plopped in there. Mascara's played some of them games. We've had different players back there. And it's looking good. So, yeah, I'm loving it. But this defense is... Do you think we're going to beat Chelsea's record?
No.
No, you don't?
No. Come on.
Why?
Just, How? In the modern day? It's not to discredit my boys. How? Like, I understand the current trajectory and all these things, but I think it's just like in England being invincible the same way with that record. I don't think it's feasible with the amount of games, with the amount of respect. Take nothing away from Chelsea and Jose, but come on, man. The bigger teams were up here. The smaller teams, yeah, there'll be shock results. You can move to them. Now you've got nobody. Crystal Palace can move to anybody. Bournemouth can move to anybody. Sunderland, we saw what they did against Chelsea. Them times there, that's never happening.
We're not Chelsea.
We're not Chelsea, but like, I get it. But 14, 15 goals for the whole campaign. I want to be
third
wrong.
Through, and we've conceded 3. We're third through the season.
14, 15 goals, Jess. 14, 15 goals. So you believe we can do it? I hope you're right, but 14, 15 goals. 8-9 games played, 20 odd to go. Really? And that's on paper. There might be injuries. There might be a bad day at the office. I don't know.
Okay. I
And
think
then
we
look at
can,
this.
but
Like,
okay.
you know
'Cause
what?
we're kind of
I mean,
nasty.
if we don't concede in these 4 games, yeah, Sunderland, based
Yeah,
on their
yeah,
form,
yeah. I mean, Burnley, oddly enough, will probably score a goal against us.
probably in it. Well, what do you
You
want? And
know.
maybe you know what, Ryan needs it because we're starting to lose our focus a bit, lads. Like,
Well,
I know
Ryan wanted
Ryan's been a passenger, but
he wanted to be involved against Atletico Madrid. That's what he was doing. He was like, I want to get involved, and then
do
he
you know
just
how
threw it
much my
away.
heart dropped when he done that? Do you know how much my heart dropped? Julian Alvarez tried to finish me. How do you feel about this run though? Because for me, I'm not gonna say I'm more scared about obviously the run of games, including Burnley, that we're about to come out of. Yeah, but I think naturally, you're like all of our bias, we're going to be drawn towards. Oh my God, Sunderland's form is well, not even Sunderland, don't count, but Sunderland's form is a madness. North London derby, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and I think you got Brentford in these games. The casual football fan will probably think, oh, that's where Arsenal could mess up. For me, I was more looking at the games that we're kind of coming out of now. So, like we mentioned, all the bogey teams, because obviously on paper, that's where we kind of F it up. But where are you at with it?
I'm really not looking forward to that little nasty week. 2 London derbies, 1 against the scum. The only game I'm excited about is that Bayern game.
We're thumping them up.
That's it. Like, I want to see, but I am just trying to enjoy this little run before, because it's going to get dark right then. Not from a perspective of we're going to lose them games, but it's just going to be nerve-wracking. But yeah, I think, that's just what we have to do. If we want to win stuff, we're going to have to go through runs like this and come out unscathed. We had a really difficult start of the season. And after the Man City game, all was lost. And now look at where we are. So I think it's a matter of, locking in, doing as good as you can, but also remembering that all is not lost if it's not perfection. I don't think we come through that run unscathed.
Jess, you're trying to give logic to Arsenal fans. You know, when the first draw or loss, or even shots on target, shout to Arteta, man are going to start crying. A week's a long time in football. We've had 8-9
we're
weeks.
beating Tottenham. I'll say that for sure.
We're smacking Tottenham. Like, that's, I'm not looking at that. Slavia Prague's a tougher game, man. Fuck Spurs. They can move to Thomas the Frank engine and that. Get out of here. Xavi Simons. They're shit. They are shit.
We're definitely beating Tottenham. The Bayern game is going to be a fun one. I'm hoping that we beat them. The Chelsea one is the one where I'm like,
last 2 years we've messed about at Stamford Bridge, man.
I don't like how that's a cup final for them. They're already talking about it like, I can't wait till November 30th. It's going to be such a big game. It's your cup final. It's not our cup final. Like, I know you haven't beat us since 2019, but that's not our cup final. That's your cup final. But you just know that it's going to be a bloodbath. So I
just want to know if Cole Palmer will turn up, or is he going to call in sick again? He always runs from the
Have we ever played against Cole Palmer? I feel like he's missed every game that we've played against them since he's been there. I don't remember him ever being on the pitch.
I feel like he was there when Do you remember the penalty thing with Saliba? And I think Rice scored that cracker. I think he was there then. He's run away from the ground ever since.
For the penalty.
Yeah.
He was there. But yeah, at Stamford Bridge, we haven't been at our best. So we'll see. But the first 2, I'm excited for that Bayern Munich game, and we're beating Tottenham. Everything else is that should be win, beat Burnley, beat Slavia Prague, beat Sunderland. It should be.
Somebody in the comments asked, do you think Eze is getting dropped for Burnley?
Because he played the whole game. Yeah. Almost the whole game, and started against Brighton. Potentially, I thought maybe he'll go back to Marino. I don't know. Yeah. But we'll see.
Everyone's fit. Big Gabby needs a rest. Who are you playing left centre back? Calafiori, Hincapie, or a right-footed Mascara? Calafiori for me. Take it away, Jess.
Oh, Calafiori.
But you just said don't play him centre half.
Who?
You. I'm sure you said earlier Calafiori centre half's a myth for you.
No, I said, you asked me if
I stand corrected then.
Gabriel wasn't there, would I feel okay with Calafiori being there? And I said, yeah, I have the utmost trust in him. I just don't want it to happen, because that means that something happened to Gabriel.
Oh yeah, I hear that. For
So
me, maybe this is going back about wild take and things like that. And I understand football's a simple game. My first bias would be to move Saliba to the left hand side, but I think what I see, and I know it's
I don't
different
like
with
that.
France. Exactly, this is what I'm saying. It looks a bit spooky if I'm honest with you. But if you are gonna play Mascara in him, I would prefer. Well, Mascara could do it, but I would prefer to put Saliba over there because he's not much
Uh,
older than him, but
uh,
you have to be the big
I
brother.
need the left footer on the left side. I'm
I'm
really
going him
just like,
Capier.
well, I like
I'm going him Capier.
Hincapié, but I kind of like having taller center backs. So I don't know, but
Oh, come on, Jess. He could do this, man. He's South American.
he
You got the
can.
madness of Calafury and well, they're both mad. You might be right because they're mad. They're both kind of mad on that left hand side. But I'll go
Yeah.
Hincapié. I like
Yeah.
Calafury at left back. I need a bit more maturity, tiny bit. You would do it, and I wouldn't cry, but I need a tiny bit more maturity from you, Calafury, before I fully trust you as a centre half. Don't get twisted. We can do it in games, but I
I
prefer
would play him
Hincapié.
there. The only thing with Calafiori that would be a slight concern that Arteta did speak about is his center backs needing to be fast. And there's a reason for that. Calafiori out of the three is the slowest. So if you wanted to go with the speed out of Mascara, Hincapié, and Calafiori, he's by far the slowest. Like if you get past him, you're past Cala. He's slower.
Probably still.
And Mascara is lightning quick, so maybe you just go with Mascara and Saliba.
He's so good. Of course, we would rotate against Slavia, or I would. I thought that would, to be honest, Arteta's lineup took me by surprise yesterday, obviously because of the young players. I thought the Slavia game would be like where the rotation comes from. But then maybe I'm chatting shit because obviously we've got Bayern after that. It's a bit of an insurance policy. You get enough, assuming, because Slavia's not going to be easy. We grab those 3 points. You want to beat Bayern. You want to win every game, but you take a draw, you're maneuvering through and whatnot. So I'm kind of here for that, really. Let's talk Brighton, man. Talk to me. These lot have heard my thoughts.
I mean, it was like exactly what you kind of expect when we do so many rotations. And there's a lot of players that don't really play together. It was kind of roughish in the first half. And I think, Brighton probably look back at those chances and think they should have scored.
Yeah,
but
they should have taken them.
It is what it is. Max was probably the biggest bright spot in the game outside of Hincapié because we haven't really seen Hincapié. So it's
I think Ben White and Mascara did their thing as well.
I did, but you kind of know what you're getting with them. I think Hincapié was like more of like a surprise because we haven't really seen him so far, but that doesn't mean that I thought Mascara was brilliant. I think Ben also a step forward with fitness and all that. But yeah, Max is just, we know he's a fantastic player, young player. And I like that he just wants to delete players. Like that's all he really cares about is embarrassing people. Like, why not? So yeah, I thought he was really good, and I want to see more from him. And it was just like what we needed. I think we go out of that a couple years ago if we had to rotate. Remember, we've done that before against like West Ham and Nottingham Forest, I feel like, or something like that, like years ago.
Very easily, it could have been Brighton. Very easily.
Yeah.
Do you think that Arsenal fans got to get over the PTSD now as well?
I will get over the PTSD when I have the trophy in my hand. Like,
I am
very much so. I'm traumatized. I am. I go into every single game like, is it going to be like before? Like that's, we
might need therapy.
I'm shook, but that was a good step forward because we have not been good in these competitions at these stages at some points. We've gone outside at times, but yeah, I thought Max Dauman was Max Dauman, he still needs to, he's one of those that's like, obviously he'll get used to it, but just like release the ball sometimes, like just do your thing, take the shot or make the pass.
I think he's learning that though.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought he was good. What did you think? It was just like a whatever game to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was like
first thing I would say, since you asked me a question, Jess, you disappointed me because you said nothing about Wanyeri good or bad. But I agree with what you said. I think Max Dauman, I do think we're gassing up the performance a bit, but it was, he was head and shoulders above everyone. He's sitting defenders down on their arse. For me, it was a bit of a learning curve for him because couple times like they were just getting tight to him, clamping him. And obviously for him to go in the senior game, you have to learn to expect that, learn how to change your game. I think one thing I've seen since he's been exposed to the first team environment, like in pre-season, is he's actually doing his defensive due diligence. He's got a willingness to do that. Away from the obvious, it's the confidence he's got. I do think Nwaneri's game was a bit so-y, like every 5 passes that he made, there would be another 5 passes that were astray, but he never stopped going. It was a lovely goal. I think really and truly we have to count our blessings that Brighton never took their chances in the first half. Naturally, the press isn't going to quite be there because we ain't got the starters. I did think we were going to look a bit disjointed because of the changes. I do think people are doing too much about Norgard. I think on the ball he was all right. Off it, as you saw, it was too easy for Brighton to go from their box into our midfield and just bulldozer it. I think everybody expected that. Marino was too far apart, like, if I'm honest. So they were the minor thing. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly took the first half off and then reminded everyone what he's on, and everyone involved in the build-up play to the first goal was great. Lovely to see Timber and Saka linking up. What do you make of Harriman and Noose? Because obviously, it weren't amazing and he's in all the papers, but I think he put a fucking great shift in. I think he defended well from the front line. I think he's very unfortunate not to have scored with that initial effort with Saka, but I think he's given the gaffer some confidence really in him if he's ever going to be exposed to moments. But what do you make of him? Because I don't feel, obviously Miles Skelly, Nwaneri, Dalman, these men are like the bee's knees where the academy is concerned. No one's really been focusing on Harriman and Noose.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, yeah.
Be honest, man. That's what you're here for,
yeah,
Jess.
I wasn't that moved, but there was one moment where he did win the ball back from the front, and I was like, go on, you good. But if I'm honest, there wasn't much to write home about, but that doesn't mean that he was bad or anything. It just was a nothing game. And I think, if Max had played with the starters, if Ethan had played with the starters, it would have been different, but they were all playing together and it was a little rough. And then you had the weird midfield behind you and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was okay. It was okay from him. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. I just don't know when we will, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what? Everybody wants all these academy boys to come through. Obviously, he's young. Strikers typically peak late. And I agree with some of the comments that the chat's making, not Jess, because I think Jess is saying something completely different in that. Yeah, I'm not saying you're moved, but you've got to look at what does Arteta demand for a striker. I think Max Dalman and Anus, they would have learned when to press, because you could see even Nwaneri telling them when to do it. And physically, they're boys against men. They're coping well, but they're going to struggle. What I'm looking for is a bit of courage and all the other aspects going into a striker. If anyone goes and looks at what Arteta said about Gyökeres, very different, but goes and looks at what he says about not scoring in 7-8 games and whatnot, you've got to work the channels, occupy the centre half, chase less causes, press. I think he did all of that. But that's where I'm with you lot. There's no headlines with a News doing his thing and whatnot. If he progresses, amazing. If not, and he becomes a player that we can sell for a couple of quid, even more amazing. I want to ask you, because this is actually the thing I was most excited to ask you about. Yeah, obviously we know Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. That's the A partnership.
Yeah.
What do you think of what Hincapie and Mascara could be? And what did you make of them yesterday, if there's any conclusions to draw?
I mean, Mascara is just
a boss.
He's crazy good. He's almost like the perfect split of Saliba and Gabriel. I think he's an excellent box defender like Gabriel. He has the aggression and the love for just pure defending that Gabriel has, which makes Gabriel so good. But he also has the sweepery thing about him that Saliba has. He has a little bit more of that smoothness. He's kind of like a nice little mashup of the two of them, which I also think makes him the perfect partner for both of them. If you did not have Saliba, I would put him there instead. Yeah, it's like Mascara could play either role and play with the starter. He's that good. And to me, he was certified the moment that he went to Anfield and played the way that he did coming off of the bench. When Saliba got injured in the first 4 minutes, I was like, we can trust you, So yeah, I really love Mascara.
I feel bad, man. We need to give Valencia some money, man. 13 million. Bro, you can't do that, man.
Them blind.
You've put Arsenal in the spotlight. We're gonna get the City charges now. We're in trouble, bro. We're in trouble, chat. They're gonna investigate. 13 million. And obviously, big up Hincapie. They're both young as well, which is a bit weird. Like Hincapie, or whatever his name is, I keep forgetting he's 23 because you've been on the scene. You look a lot older. Mascara's doing his thing. I can't lie. Who do you think is the better centre half?
Well, right now, to me, it's Mascara. Because he's played more with us. I've seen more, but that's not to say that Hincapie can't show us more. We're just so solid and we're so lucky, like right now, to have these players. But I think Arteta really likes Hincapie. Every time he talks about him, you can tell that he really rates him. And so I'm excited to see what he brings, especially at left back, because he'll give us like a different vibe. But
is he better than Kiwior?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, I think he's better than Kiwior.
Is he better passer than Kiwior?
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that yet, but he's a better defender. I'll say that for sure.
You think I've forgotten about when we was on these live streams and Kiwior was having great games and you was attacking me and I had no leg to stand on.
Kiwior, especially, like, I remember we had conversation. I said that one of his best qualities, if not his best quality, was his passing. You laughed at me, only to realize later on that it probably was.
I didn't realize. I said, you know what, Jess?
Because then I was
she does know Arsenal still because his passing is a lot better than I give it credit for. But what did I say as well? Like, I don't really rate man who can pass the ball when you've got acres of space.
Fine. You know, that's cool. You know, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not upset that Kiwior is gone and these guys are here. We've upgraded from Kiwior and other players that played back there. I mean, at one point we felt really good about having Zinchenko and Tomiyasu and Kiwi, and we've somehow gotten even better than that, you know, so I'm happy with it. But I want to see more from Hincapie, and this time will come. We just have so many players back there. So yeah, but I liked what I saw yesterday, and I think the Brighton chances that were coming didn't have really much to do with our defenders. It was the fact that our midfield was getting sliced open.
Do you think we could do with another? Like, I know I said it in the hot take, but you see why?
You want another midfielder?
Yeah, obviously, if Kai's fit, I know nobody wants to see Kai in midfield, but games like that, you could get away with it, type of thing. But you see why I definitely want another 8, regardless of yesterday. But there's scope for an 8 and a 6. I know you've got Marino, you've got Havertz, you've got Wanyeri, you've got a couple of other men, but I'm ready to die on that hill. You know, I think within the next 18 months, there's at least 2 midfielders, surely.
Yeah, I mean, Norgard is a short-term fix for something we just needed to grab someone. So, of course, we'll need to fill that in at some point, especially if Miles Lewis-Skelly does continue to play at left back. So we'll need to fill that gap at some stage. There's room for other players to come in and play midfield. But right now, it doesn't seem like an emergency. I think
I'm not suggesting it's an emergency. I'm just
if we had to go into the market right now and bring in anything, I would say we need to still probably bring in a left winger.
That's a good point now that you mentioned it. Like, what are you hopeful of that in January? We did sign 8 players in the summer. You never know.
No, not really, because I think that even though they're saying that they'll be open to selling or getting rid of Jesus, I think we'll end up keeping him and then he can play that role. And I think that's kind of what's best for us anyway, because if we can't bring in a top quality player, just use Jesus there if he can stay fit. So yeah, I don't think we will, and I don't expect it. But moving forward, I would love to see a left winger come in. I think
how vital is it for you as well, like a left winger, like just so I can see where you're at? Because for me, I think it is a mistrick. I know we can get away with it. We can mix and blend. There's better players that can play there, but there's no one I really put a marker on. This is wild, but I think Wanyeri could do a job there. I think Max Dowman could do a job there. I think we need Noni to do a job there. I think Gabriel Jesus and Liezes and so on as Trossard and so on and so forth. Arteta's probably flirting with Havertz, but no one's like, you don't really look at anyone like you're my guy for 30, 35, 38 games in the same way you look at Sacrifice Fit. You're playing him every week, 9 times out of 10, and Gyökeres through the middle. Where are you at with that?
Yeah, on any given day, it could be anyone right now. I would say if everyone was fit and I had to just throw someone in there, it'd probably be Eze. I think he's played the best there this season from the start, but it's still not a long-term perfect option.
I would like
Semenyo.
Jinx. See, Semenyo's the one, man. I'm not gonna, I'm not
And
gonna.
I didn't feel that at first, by the way. I want to put it out there again that I
Neither
was
did I. I was
somebody last
converted. I used
season
to
that
rate
was.
him. Now I'm on the. We
Yeah.
need you. Like,
Yeah.
you're one of them. You're needed. You're bow-footed. You're versatile. You got a long throw. You're good in the air. I know it's irrelevant. But you was, you're an Arsenal fan. You're Premier League proven. I just don't know with signing a new deal and quote unquote 75 million release clause if it makes the biggest of sense for us. Andy, I disagree with this about Kivior is a better passer than any of our current defenders, but I'm not gonna draw out Kivior, man. It is what it is. Jess is definitely right about Norgard being a short-term option. Jess, you got a question? If everyone's fit and available, name your top starting squad.
Timber, Saliba, Gabriel.
Slow down. Obviously, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel.
Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard, Eze, Saka.
Gyökeres? Or you're gonna go Kai in it?
I don't know.
Gun to your head, you gotta pick someone, man.
Gyökeres, but can I see
Jesus? Why you
Jesus
hesitated, because
the striker position is weird. Like it really is, because as much as I'm not the biggest Kai person.
You can recognize he's important.
See what he looks like. But I told you earlier in the show that if Jesus could stay fit, he might be the best one up there. He just can't stay fit. So I don't know. With that team, would you not want to see Jesus with that team?
Not through the middle. I can't cap. Not through the middle.
Not through the middle. So you're done with him at striker, just left wing.
Unless it's a mix and blend thing like
That's
yesterday.
Crazy. Even after what he did last season. Because he played the 9 last season.
Yeah, you can rotate and do your thing, but I'm not putting my hat on you. Like you're a versatile man in it. You just get in and do your thing. I just want you to be Gabriel Jesus. Say that again.
I said that's interesting.
How is that interesting?
Because I feel like if our striker is not scoring lots of goals and they're doing all the hard work and the link up, there's one player that's better than all the other players at that one.
That's pretty privileged though, man. It's like Gyökeres is a there's a butterfly, and what's the other thing? It's a moth. Like that's the aesthetics thing. Gyökeres definitely ain't pretty, but I can't lie, I'm with Gyökeres to the death. Like you finally
I'm with Gyökeres to the death as well. But if you ain't scoring, I might as well have Jesus out there.
If none of you are scoring, then for me, you're all doing the same shit. I'll put if it's not a goal scoring thing, how about go do it, man? Because at least you're gonna go get yellow cards, and I know I shouldn't care about this.
You guys in the comments, in the chat, Champions League final, everyone's fit. Who is the striker?
Don't do that, man, because you've now flipped the whole dynamics for me. For the whole starting 11,
right now, gun to your head, chat. Champions League final. And you got to pick the lineup, and everyone's fit. Who are you choosing?
Havertz, he scored in the Champions League final.
Jesus, Gyökeres, who? Because Havertz. It's not, to me, it's not clear.
Havertz, he scored in the Champions League final.
Jesus has scored in the Kai scored in Champions League final.
Playing false 9.
I see a Kai, I see Gyökeres, Havertz, Jesus.
Jesus for what though? Champions League final. Hey, you know what? Mikel Merino. These are the Buki players are the ones that are going to make the difference in a game of that context. I can't lie.
I'm gonna be so real. I feel like striker, left wing, and left back are just like they're positions that have no locked in person.
Left back. I always say on my channel, Jess, left back for me is the position I'm comfortable with. I don't want Timber at left back, obviously, but if it's a Timber left back thing, a Miles Lewis-Skelly thing, a Calafiori, I know the sample size on Hincapié is small, but I don't really care. You're all good. Believe in all of you lot. You mentioned the striker. You know what? My 11 if everyone's fit.
Yeah.
Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Magalhaes. Miles Lewis-Skelly, you're my son. Calafiori ain't put a foot wrong, but Miles Lewis-Skelly, I'm being biased. Miles Lewis-Skelly, Rice, Zubamendi. You see, if I wish.
Be serious. If everyone's fit, Odegaard starts. Let's be honest. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, but just
I'm tired
like
of it.
this is where the problem comes from, yeah, because I want to have Eze and Odegaard both in midfield, but you know the cost that comes with. That's either taking Rice or Zubi out. I'm not on that. So
Nope.
Odegaard, I'm sorry, my captain. There's minutes, man. There's minutes. Eze, Jesus, Gyökeres, Saka. I'm sorry, Odegaard. I'm sorry. I am guilty of recency bias. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Odegaard. As an Odegaard disciple, I've snaked you. I've actually snaked you. I've actually snaked you.
That's actually so dark that you didn't choose him.
I know, but like, bro, Eze, like, can't lie. Eze's introduced me to something new. I'm not gonna lie to you, just like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm never gonna
What did he
discredit Odegaard.
introduce you to? What does he introduce you to?
Fucking shoots for one. He fucking shoots for one. Like, shoots for one.
Shots that aren't going in the back of the net.
Yeah. Oh, when does Odegaard shoot? I waited probably until Anfield last season for Odegaard to shoot. If I'm honest with you. And what am I going to rate man for pressing?
By the time Odegaard gets fit, it'll be the popular opinion that he should be playing there.
No, Odegaard definitely should be playing. He definitely should be playing. Like, I will never.
You do a nice job on the left wing.
Odegaard bench, man. Don't worry. There's minutes there, man. Take the pressure off you. Let the icy freeze do what they're doing, man. Eze, the dreads are flying. It's lit,
I'm
man.
Sorry. That is so recency bias.
Odegaard ain't like, and I've defended Odegaard, but like, let's be honest, Odegaard. When was the last time you
be honest with what? As soon listen.
When did Odegaard give us the case study?
Well, he was really good against Newcastle and Olympiacos. So
a case study, like a body of work, though. Like
yeah,
a proper run.
We'll get a body of work, but I'm not going to pretend like just one season, bad season, just erases everything.
Now, don't get it twisted. I am not snaking. I'm not snaking Odegaard. A part of me is even. It might have to be Rice, Zubimendi, Kai Havertz. If I'm just trying to get a job done in the game, I'll be absolutely.
Yeah, see, you're not serious. You don't really want to win.
How? No, we know.
You're not even serious. You don't even really want to win.
Let's part this off for a sec. Yeah, just obviously Odegaard, technically proficient, the captain. I agree with you. Yeah, but let's have it right. Yeah, Odegaard on his day, a movie. Right now, why is he in the team? Man are gonna start saying because he presses, because he does this. That's scary. That's like Martinelli. Like you're not offering nothing in the final.
No, that's not true. Because again, you're just fully going off of last season, and you're forgetting that people were excited. The funniest thing was everybody wanted him out the team. And then as soon as he came back from the shoulder injury and played those 3 games, all of a sudden it was maybe we can play Eze and Odegaard together, because people realized he's actually not. It was one season and he got injured again, and that's unfortunate. But his spot is just not even really under threat.
But if you're not doing the business, it should be under threat. It should be. And again, Jess, you're making these people believe. I can't believe you're making these people believe I'm snaking Odegaard. I'm not. Do you think it's easy for me to sit here and say that? Like,
it's so dark, especially because we know in the last couple of games, the conversation around Eze has been, because I was hearing people say that if he had not scored against Crystal Palace, that would have been not a great performance from him. It wasn't.
I need more over 90 minutes from Eze still. I'll be real.
Yeah. I just say in terms of midfielding.
No, we definitely let's have it right. We miss Odegaard.
I'm just saying. But if I'm choosing for a Champions League final, the midfield is pretty much set. But I would still start Eze. It would just be left wing. And that's it.
All right, you said Champions League final, yeah? Yeah. Eze dragged his team in a final before.
And that's why he'll be playing left wing.
No, all right, but I'm just saying I ain't seen Odegaard do that. He might have, maybe in Norway or something, or Real Madrid's on the 12s. I don't know. I'm just asking you. Like,
yeah.
Are we sure?
You do realize that Eze was not playing midfield for Crystal Palace either, but
he was in central zones, right? Where did the goal come from in the FA Cup?
So he can definitely play off the left wing.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with Kai in the 10. Kai mocking.
Kai in the 10 is just, I mean, I don't know what gimmick this is, like what you're trying to do. But playing Kai outside of the 9, because what you're really trying not to do is have to bench Gyökeres. But in reality, he's one of the players that's probably his position.
But did I not say I'd start? You asked me Champions League final. I said I'll play Havertz up front, so I'm not afraid to.
No, you said you play Havertz in the 10. You literally just said that.
People scroll back when she asked me the question about the Champions.
You literally just said you'd play him in the 10.
when she
right
asked
now.
me the question about the Champions League
It's
final,
such
yeah,
an easy answer.
when she asked me the
It's such
question
an
about
easy
the
answer. The midfield
when
is
she
set,
asked
Eze on the left. You have to do something with your 9.
when she asked me the question about the Champions League final or what striker I'm starting, did I not say, and I quote, Kai Havertz, the man who scored up front in the Champions League final? Did I not say that, folks? Don't start acting brand new because you'll always give more love to Jess when she's here versus me.
You
Don't
just
start.
said that
Don't
you'd
lie.
play Kai Havertz in the 10.
That's a different convo. We've moved on from that.
Okay.
You're just biased to Odegaard. You love Odegaard more than Arsenal.
No, that's not it. It's just his position is just
No, I'm
not really
chatting.
under
You
threat like
definitely
people
don't.
thought it was. It's not. It's not.
At least look at the conversations we're having, though, man. Look, people are horrible, man. DG turned into Jake the Snake Roberts, justice for Odegaard. But only Jess is the only person that could accuse me of that because we both used our platforms. We both feel the same way about Odegaard. Only Jess could tell me I've snaked Odegaard. You lot can't, because I was defending him when I had no leg to stand on. When you were like, oh yeah, the leg, the shoulder injury. I swear you said he'd come back. Do you know how excited I was when he took that fucking shot against PSG? And that's not actually the one I'm thinking of.
Oh
Liverpool
my
at Anfield
goodness.
away. I'm never going to snake Odegaard. People need to understand for 30 odd million quid, he's done bloody brilliant. We are going to need him. What I need Odegaard to do is just put his big boy pants up and pop up and show these guys that you're serious, which you was doing against, I want to say Olympiacos, what you was doing in your cameo against Newcastle. Again, Jess is right because she said earlier, oh yeah, we was doing the, is it going to be Eze or Odegaard? What did Mikel Arteta do against West Ham? Say, you know what, I'm starting both of them. Then unfortunately, Odegaard's season's
And
been
even
that,
in
innit?
the first 20 minutes of that game, I want to remind people, Odegaard put Timber in. Timber hit it to the goalkeeper. He also put Saka in, and I feel like Saka crossed it. It ricocheted, and that's when Eze kicked it over the net. He had a point-blank shot that he should have put in the back of the net. First 20 minutes.
That's what I said earlier. The one thing I need from Eze is just a bit of shooting practice. And he's not a forgotten man, but he's injured. Madueke as well. Because for me, when you break it down, Jess, whether me and you could talk for another hour about Gyökeres and chances and whatnot. Right now, I believe in you. I back all the boys, but I can't bet on Gyökeres. I can't bet on Trossard and Martinelli, even though they're two of the more ones. I'll bet on Saka. The other attackers, I don't know. I'll always back, Wanyeri if he plays right wing, Max Dowman. But as we know, they're young players. I'm not looking at you to make the difference. That's where I need these players, whether it is Odegaard, whether it is Eze. Every attacker at Arsenal right now is not playing anywhere near to their capacity. Let's have it right. Our defenders are making the differences in both
the
both
attackers
areas.
haven't done anything yet.
Yeah. And do you think that's an Arteta thing as well?
Not necessarily, because I feel like if you rewind a little bit and go back to Newcastle, West Ham, Olympiacos, like right in there, we were creating lots of chances and they were not clinical. They were kicking the ball over the net. They were getting into advanced positions and picking out the wrong pass. To me, that's not on Arteta. When we create lots of chances, I think our bigger problem is that our forwards are unserious. They're not clinical, so I can't blame Arteta for that. And then when we have to play against the deep blocks, it's basically just set piece, just trying to get in the back of the net as much as we possibly can. But I don't think it's on Arteta that when we're in games and we create lots of chances that they just don't put it in the back of the net. That's not on him.
Yeah, the manager can get you there. He can't. You've got
he
to do
can't
that, which I
kick it
think
in
has
the
been
back
the
of the
case
net.
from the Newcastle game to now.
Yeah, for sure. Because in the Newcastle game, I was about to pull my hair out because I was like, this is like one of the first times this season that we're just like in their box. We're playing good football. Like we're popping it around and they're just kicking it to Nick Pope or the cross was too heavy or whatever. So that to me, that's not on Mikel. Once we got to the Newcastle game, beyond there, I feel like Arteta, like you said, has lifted the
He's done
handbrake.
something different. I don't know what.
Yeah, and so I can't really blame Arteta for that.
I'm with you with that. Like, the players just got to put the ball in the back of the net. There was a question I wanted to ask you as well. Yeah. What's the biggest, in fact, no, because you can say the biggest. What's the most important? It doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of the scoreline. So far this season, what's the most important result Arsenal have made happen for themselves?
Newcastle.
Oh, you're with me? Okay.
Newcastle.
Because when I had Token on the platform, he said Atletico, and I went with Newcastle.
Newcastle, because after the Man City game, they said if we didn't beat Newcastle, our title hopes were over. And I think psychologically, going into a game where they were already basically digging the hole to put you in the dirt, winning that against a bogey side and also coming back from a deficit broke a lot of mental barriers that I think that we had. Winning under pressure, winning from a deficit, and winning at a place that you don't always win at. To me, that's the most significant that we had. And I think our season, if it was turned in the wrong direction, turned around after that game. Atletico Madrid was business as usual, baby. We were not losing to Atletico Madrid in 2025. Let's be serious. That was like a normal game.
I don't know. Julian Alvarez was scary me, man. He hit the crossbar, the right
moment. You're scary, man. You're scary. You be scared of these guys.
Oh, no, but you what? Come on, Jess. In the game, like, be honest. Put yourself there. My man's cracked the pot. To be fair, after he hit the crossbar, it's like we woke up. But he's cracked the crossbar. Raya's obviously made that mistake. You have been on top in the game. You weren't like, oh, it could go left.
Well, I will say this. I put serious money down this summer or next summer and the summer after to get him at Arsenal. He's so good.
People laughed at me when I said it should be a Julian Alvarez.
He's like a world-class player for real. I don't know why he doesn't get spoken of. I guess because he plays for Atletico Madrid now. And he was like behind Haaland at City. But like, make no mistake about it, that is a world-class player. Like,
he just ain't leaving sunny Spain for us anytime soon, man. He's with all the South American guys. I think there's more chance of him going Barcelona. Now, if Berta's got something for me, I hope he does, innit? What do you make of this question? Who is our closest challenger to the league this season? Liverpool are moving mad right now.
City, still.
So you think Liverpool it's over?
I don't think, well, if they lose to Aston Villa this coming weekend, it's bones. They're done. Now, City to me are just still that weird team where they don't really have to be that good. In the first half of the season, the second half of the season, they'll just win every single game. Now, there's different players, but as long as they have Haaland, they have a chance. That's pretty much it. But I'll tell you this. If we have a gap between us and City going into the second half of the season, I have a lot more confidence in us than I did a couple years ago.
What's a gap for you, beyond the obvious?
Huh?
What's a gap as you continue with what you're saying? What's a gap? Like, what for those that don't understand, like, is like it points?
4 or 5 points. 4 or 5 points. I don't think we're gonna get like 8, 9. I would love for us to get that, but like any sort of gap, I feel, because I think we'll be better leaders than we are chasers. I don't think we can chase anyone. I think we have to lead. I know that we bottled it in the 22-23 season, but we are nothing like that team anymore. There's nothing about this team that smells like the 22-23 team. That team had no experience in a title race. They had no depth whatsoever. They were about 3 years younger. The manager had never been in a title race before. It's just not the same. But I don't want to be chasing anyone. I want to be leading. But I think City, with Haaland, have a chance. But I don't think they're the treble winners either. So
definitely not.
Yeah, it's City for me still, but because Liverpool look crazy to me right now.
Their manager looks crazier than actually the team I'm seeing playing the last 6-7 games.
Yeah.
Some of the things he comes out with, I hate to be that guy, Jess, but if Arteta said this, field day. Arteta got more heat for responding to a question about the football than my man about, City playing all these academy players. Bearing in mind, we all know how much Liverpool spent. He's talking about everyone just plays set pieces against us. I ever heard Arteta do what he's doing. But fair enough, he has won a league title. I guess he can talk his shit.
Yeah, with Slot, he took a huge risk by doing what he did in that Carabao Cup game, because he basically said, I'm going to throw us out of this competition because we need to focus on the next couple of games. They have a really difficult run. If they lose to Aston Villa after him throwing those kids under the bus, because that's what I think he personally did. I think he threw those academy products under the bus, made it like a big song and dance that they didn't have the depth, right? And he had choices.
He had peas.
Yeah, he had choices. He didn't even bring those players and put them in the squad. If they lose to Villa, it's bones. I genuinely do not think that mentally they will come back from that after what he did against in the Carabao Cup, because then I think they have City in the next games too.
City next week.
Yeah, it's done for them. I think City is the only one that can like pose a genuine threat, but that's just me. What do you think?
I ain't ruling anyone out. I ain't
Yeah.
ruling anyone out. I think
Yeah.
Liverpool is dark. I think when you've, on one hand, I feel, ooh, when you've got 4 or 5 losses, it's difficult to win a Premier League in the modern day, 100%. But then at the same time, stranger things have happened. As much as we look a lot better than them and we're in different kind of realms, it is only October. We are going to lose games and that kind of stuff. We haven't really got that much of a lead. I think it's more, we look more united, didn't it? Like on and off the field, we're in a good moment. We're united. I don't know for Slot. I'm not saying they're not united, but on the pitch, it looks mad. The manager looks mad. Everything looks dark. City, they're getting dragged by Haaland, which I know it's not the same remit, but I feel it's more than this. But Salah kind of dragged Liverpool to that title last season. That's one of his best individual Premier Leagues. I still think it's a three horse race, or I'm going to say 4 because completely off topic, chat. Don't let Chelsea fans get away with this, whether they get top 4, fight for the league or not. Because when they won that Club World Cup, what did they say? Oh, yeah, Arsenal finished second. We're better than them. City don't look that good. Liverpool don't look that good. They're involved. But I think away from Liverpool and City, I think it's ourselves. I think we will be the reason we win this thing or not win this thing.
I agree with that. I think we spend a lot of time looking at other people, but we're our own biggest enemy, genuinely. And this is why, like, I think if we get a little gap, it's just about us maintaining our levels and just keep going. Like, we're so good in the big games. I know that we have PTSD from 22-23, but like we really haven't had it in our hands since then. You know, the season before that, it was like last season was like not even a title race. You know, we weren't really in it.
When Liverpool were 4 points clear, they were saying, "Oh my God, like
Yeah, we didn't have it in our hands. We didn't. And the season before that, we also didn't have it in our hands because we had the December and then we were damn near perfect the rest of the season. So give me a little gap and then let's just focus on ourselves. I don't care if
it's a treble thing.
Yeah,
Big up for that.
Yeah, but I want a little gap. I want to keep what we got.
My last question for you, like, because we've indirectly spoken about our League Cup chances. Well, there's no point talking about FA Cup chances. It's our trophy. We want to bring that home, but it's not being played. We've just gone over the Premier League. Champions League, how do you gauge it? We got to a quarters, we got to a semis. Is there a positive omen? Obviously, you've got Barca's and Bayern's and historically Real Madrid, but it seems, I personally think our team, based on the media for away out of England and managers, we get a lot more compliments of how we do things abroad than in this country. So by that logic, people are kind of scared of us in the champs. But how do you view it? How do you view our Champions League chances? I want the champs over the Prem.
I think they're pretty good, actually. I think
on a scale of 1 to 10, what's very good or pretty good?
Like 7 or 8. Like I think right now we're in a good spot with the Champions League, because in the Champions League it's a different vibe altogether. And I think you know, we can beat anybody on their day. And as we had players missing and we really were at like the end of our rope and we lost to the best team in the world at that stage, you know. So I actually think I want to see us against Bayern, and then I'll know exactly how I feel about it, because if we could do good against them, because I actually think they're the favorite, like one of the favorites as well. They weren't good last season, but they have they have the best front line in Europe. Kane.
Maybe I'm just onto company because he sold dreams with Lokonga, man. I'm biased.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing well. So, I mean, they pretty much have the Bundesliga wrapped up already. It's not like that's like a feat, but like it's done, you know, so they can chill. Right. So, yeah, I think let's see what we look like against Bayern. Real opposition in the Champions League. But I think we have a good chance for Champions League as well, if we can make sure that Saka is fit. I think that's the type of situation where we're going to need the Sakas and the Declans and all those to be like on peak form kind of thing. But I think we have a good chance Champions League. Now,
which one do you want over it though? Prem or the champ? Someone can hand you one right now. Don't let me down.
I know you want the Champions League, but I just cannot fathom not winning the Premier League this season. I can't fathom it. Because who else is gonna win it?
I actually heard that. I actually heard that. But Jess,
I get the Champions League. I get it, but it would feel like
we've never done it
to throw it away. I just both of them.
Gun to your head. Champions League is there. Prem is there. You can only have one. Right now,
Fine.
on the 30th of October, which one you taking?
Fine, Champions League. I'm taking it. I'm taking
knew
it so
you- I
so we
knew you
can
was a real
stop
one.
the narrative for like we got it. Now you can shut up, so but I don't
It'll be
know.
interesting, man. But I just hope these conversations can keep going, man, and keep flowing. What content you got to come up, people? She's exiled me from her platform.
I
So-
haven't. It's the two shows just don't work because I have to go on modes before this. So
She hates
I'd
me.
rather
That
just go
channel
on
hates
your
me.
platform instead.
She doesn't like me. It's cool. It's cool.
But I'll have some uploads coming out later on today and tomorrow.
Surrounding what?
Arsenal's defense and some other stuff. You have to wait and see. Gosh.
Yeah, but you got to tease the trailer properly. You can't just say I got some videos. You got to be like, right, like unpopular opinion. You got to hype people up. You lot should be subscribing to Jess's platform, anyways. I see a lot of what do you call you lot? People in the chat that are subscribed because you're in both of the chats, which we love you lot for. Hawks, I don't know what you're talking about exiling you. You're doing too much. You know you're welcome on the platform. Stop doing that light skin shit. But anyways, what time are these things coming out, Jess?
Later on today. I need to eat something and I'm getting a little bit of a headache. I might need to take a little nap.
No, be careful. But what kind of organization is this? That's why she's always late, people.
Listen, I do my best.
We don't want sub stories. I can play the smallest violin. We want results. No one don't care if Arteta don't win the Premier League. No one don't care. I never had no sleep. My wife and us are splitting up. We just want to know you over the line. We can only, if you demand excellence from the team, Jess, we need excellence from you. See, she gets 1-2 La Liga gigs and she forgets about me and you lot, people. But we love Jess, man. Make sure you're subscribing to She Knows Arsenal. Make sure you're giving her, the support and all of that. She mentioned she's got some channels, some shows coming out on her channel. So obviously, like, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. Hopefully, we'll do this next week, and hopefully, I might be on her platform. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Any last words, Jess?
Come on, you Gunners.
That was so half-hearted. I hope our players don't have that level of energy this season. That was tired, but yeah. And if you're too lazy, people, please, her channel is in the title. Go and do that. And on that note, we're out. Jess, go get some food and look after yourself, man. In a bit.
Bye, guys.
Sick.
I think it's like